Were AEW teasing a CM Punk return on Dynamite? We'll get into it. Plus, we had a title match and a huge stipulation match added to AEW Revolution. And an absent AEW star makes a shock comeback at the Rampage tapings. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Want to know why I'm wearing this hat? Find out at the end. Let's talk Dynamite, shall we? Fun episode of Dynamite on the whole, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was really good as well.
Lots going on.
Lots going on. Lots sort of starting to form shape now on the road to Revolution.
The road to Revolution. Now, this was a bit of a thing that started last night. I couldn't help but notice it. And then the internet couldn't help but notice it either. So, MJF, as usual, cuts a fantastic promo. And it involves him and Christopher Daniels. He tries to pay off Christopher Daniels to slag off Bryan Danielson. No, he's brilliant. But the one thing that I noticed was many times throughout this promo, the phrase "best in the world" comes up. Now, they attached it to Bryan Danielson. They attached it to MJF in this promo. But "best in the world" is a label traditionally reserved for CM Punk.
I suppose it is, isn't it?
That wasn't just me then?
No, I don't. I think, right, and this is what I think personally. There's been a lot of buzz recently, hasn't there? There's been a lot of buzz on the internet recently about whether CM Punk could return or not. We saw him put up a story on Instagram talking about sort of like maybe making amends, not necessarily mending fences, but talking about, we can still coexist even if we don't like each other type thing. And that's sort of led people to sort of speculate him maybe coming back to AEW again. And I think MJF's a clever boy. He's one of those clever boys, is MJF. And I think obviously when the internet is abuzz with something like this, I feel like MJF is one to feed the flames a little bit into something like this. Whether it's got a little bit of a deeper meaning, I'm not too sure. What's your take on it?
I kind of feel like they're putting something like this in place in the event that things get sorted between the parties and we can have a CM Punk return, and you've got that little thing that you dangled in there. They have done this in the past where they've dropped in hints of somebody coming in, i.e. CM Punk's heavily hinted debut. Yeah. But yet they are also guilty, our AEW, of dropping hints to things that are not happening, i.e. Dr. Britt Baker saying the boss around the time that Mercedes was knocking around and could potentially turn up at AEW. So they're guilty on that front as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was something that was intriguing. I think a lot of people online thought something similar.
Yeah, I feel like with all the talk of CM Punk recently, and as we were saying, the sort of the speculation as to whether it'll come back to AEW or not, I think to sort of reference that in some way, and who better to do it than MJF as well, to get people watching, to get people seeing what's going on in AEW. I think that's a good thing.
A thread to pull on once you'll get there. We are indeed on the road to Revolution. We're currently pulling into a service station on the road to Revolution. Might stop for a quick comfort break, maybe get a Burger King, maybe have a go in one of those little fruit machine casino places that some service stations have. Which is your best service station?
I used to love a Little Chef back in the day. But they don't go anymore, do they? Where's Little Chef gone?
Distinct lack of Little Chefs at service stations everywhere. But we are on the road to Revolution without a Little Chef, and we have a title match that's been set up, almost completely set up for Revolution.
Yeah, we do. So the Guns are going to defend their AEW World Tag Team titles against the Acclaimed and also two other teams to be determined in the coming weeks. So the first will be decided with a Tag Team Battle Royal on Dynamite next week, and then the week after, a Casino Battle Royal will determine the final team.
So let's throw some names in there. Is this where we see an FTR return?
Oh, that's a spicy meatball right there.
That's the spicy meatball.
Yes, because I feel as though the Guns and FTR have been teasing a match between each other for the longest time at this point. And I think for FTR to come back in that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
I quite like that a lot. I like that a lot. We're going to find out in the weeks to come what falls where, as well as a title match for the World Tag titles, a whopper of a stipulation match. And so I guess it could be a stimulation match.
Whopper. There's a lot of Burger King references in this news video, Tom.
I don't know what your double quarter pounder with cheese.
Jon Moxley and Hangman Page will dance once again, and it's not a dance match. Dance Revolution, AEW Revolution, Dance Revolution. No,
I thought they were doing the Paso Doble.
It's no. So Page and Moxley agreed to compete one more time to get a definitive end to the feud. So when Moxley claimed Page didn't have any friends to talk him out of it, the Dark Order then came out, and Evil Uno got in Moxley's face as well. And
Very
then
strange bit.
It was. Moxley turned his attention back to Page and said at Revolution they'll compete in a Texas Death Match, which, those two together in a Texas Death Match, those two together in a singles match is already good, but in a Texas Death Match, they're going to absolutely beat 7 shades of burger out of each other.
They absolutely flipping well are. I'm up for seeing what they do. Like, this is kind of like the blow-off match for their long-standing rivalry now.
I think both of them are very, very inventive in that sort of match stipulation as well. I believe it was it was Page and Lance Archer. They had was it a Texas Death Match that they had?
Yes, they did.
And then you got like the buckshot lariat off the back of the ref and everything like that. And I think the top rope came down and stuff like that. They're like really, really inventive and creative. And I think these two people together are the perfect people to have in a Texas Death Match to sort of, you know, we know what we're getting with a Texas Death Match, but also at the same time, I think they can pull some stuff out of their sleeves.
They can get creative.
They can.
Green is not a creative colour. Now, also, what else we got set for Revolution, as well as the World Tag Title match, as well as the Texas Death Match? What else we got?
So we've got the AEW TNT Championship. Samoa Joe, the champion, is defending against Wardlow. I'm hoping this is Wardlow's time once again.
I don't think I like him without the ponytail. I feel like he's lost all his power. Like when Pat Sharp shaved his mullet.
Well, I mean, it's yet to be seen. It's yet to be seen. I think he might still have it. Maybe he wears extensions in the match. Maybe it's extensions that
he puts a wig on.
That gives him the power back. And we've also got AEW World Championship match. We've got MJF, obviously the champion, going up against Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man match, which is going to be a belter as well.
Oh, amazing. And of course, Wardlow in a wig.
A Wardlow in a wig?
Hashtag Wardlow in a wig. Make that a thing. Now, it hasn't been announced yet, but I would not be surprised if we add another match to this lineup featuring Jungle Jack Perry versus the returning Christian Cage. Ooh. So Cage rocked up last night. Ironically, after Jack Perry beat Brian Cage, Christian Cage turned up, arm in a sling, and Jack Perry goes for him, and Christian maces him. And then takes off a sling and goes, it was a setup all along. Cheeky kill switch on the ramp. See you soon. They are not done. I reckon they'll probably rush to blow this off at Revolution.
Yeah, I think so too. It's I think all of us sort of thought it would come back round to this eventually anyway. And yeah, a match at Revolution, hopefully just to blow the whole thing off and we can start afresh with both men. I want to see that.
I want to tell you about another return for AEW, but in doing so, we have to give you spoilers for Rampage. Now, if you don't want Rampage spoilt for you any further than I already have, what a monster I am, then you can click off this video here. We'll wish you a wonderful day. Keys.
Love you. Bye.
Six. Right. We forgot about Keith.
Keith? Who's Keith?
Keith Lee!
No!
I know. We made that lovely catchy jingle to remind you that one must not forget about Keith, but we nearly did. And he's back now, though. Yes. We've not seen him since Mogul affiliate Swerve's new mates attacked him back in December. He made the save for Dustin Rhodes, who was going through a similar fate at the hands of Parker Boudreaux. And Keith's back, so I reckon we're going to get Keith and Swerve maybe at Revolution.
Oh, that'd be nice. Them two in a singles match together, yes, please.
Or whether they hold that off for a little bit and give us maybe Keith versus Parker Boudreaux.
I think maybe. So what we've got next week, the week after to build it up. Yeah, I think maybe go through the others first. Yeah. I'd like to see Keith and Parker Boudreaux
cut a road through.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to see. I reckon, build it up a little bit, because I think a match between Keith and Swerve would be special.
It would be
very special.
Also on the Rampage last night, we saw the Elite once again retain their trios title against AR Fox and Top Flight. They've had some classics, these 6 gentlemen. Post-match, the House of Black appeared and then disappeared on the ramp. They'll be back. They'll be back. All eyes point to us getting a showdown between the House of Black and the Elite.
Please. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen anyway. But they need to win. They need to win, and they need to hold on to them belts for a very long time.
We also got a backstage segment where Don Callis was trying to recruit Takeshita.
Will it happen? He's been doing this for a little while, popping up backstage and saying little bits and tidbits to old Konosuke. Whether it leads to him joining up with them, sort of, with the elite, I'm not too sure. I would like to see a match between Kenny and Takeshita, though.
Oh,
that would be prime beef.
That'd be a phenomenal piece of business. That would be. Who knows? But those are the main hits, the heavy hitter things from Rampage on Friday. We'll spoil it no more for you. You can enjoy the rest of it. And of course, for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
Love you, bye.
Oh, do you know why I'm wearing the hat?
Oh yeah, of course. Why?
No reason at all. I just found it upstairs.